Hello and welcome to finishing my broad outline. I said in a previous video that I definitely needed to finish my broad outline, and this is the video in which we do that. So there's a lot of steps in finishing the broad outline, and we're starting here and now. I'm actually talking to my boyfriend right now. We're talking through my story, and we're going to be deciding the magical abilities of all of the characters because I feel like I can't move on even in like writing the broad outline without knowing what powers everybody has, because like that's like a huge part of who they are. So that's where we're starting off in our broad outline. Back with a broad outline update. I was able to give almost all of my characters their superpower and base it in my magic system properly, which is incredible. I'm so grateful to my boyfriend for working that through with me and, figuring it out and, going through the kinks and stuff like that. So that is done. So now I'm going to go back to my actual broad outline and start filling in elements from my task list. So we are going to first start off with where's the romance? We need to add the romance into the story without making it insta love, without making it just like, how did this even happen? We need to make it all fit in. So that's what we're doing. I'm watching a Brutal Moose live stream to keep me going, and it's working quite well. The Adderall it's been kicking in. So I'm on a roll. It's like 6:26 and I've still been working on this. So it's been really fun. Broad outline update. It is the next morning. It's July 6th, 6:46 a.m. I spent some time this morning working on the broad outline. Like I said, I'm adding some more instances of sisterly bond, parental bond, love bond, friend bond integrated into the outline. And I think I'm going to do a little bit more after I do bar prep today. And I think with that, we might be done with the broad outline, because I don't think there's anything else that I can add. Like, there's holes in my broad outline, but that's because they're not here yet. So they can't be on the paper because they don't exist. And that's fine, because as a planter, I need to sometimes, write, feel, see in order to create those moments. So that's exactly what we're going to do. But I'm really excited. The outline is looking so incredible. I'm realizing that my broad outline is going to turn into my main outline, and that's totally fine with me because I really like the system I'm using on Notion with the drop-down menus to add specific scenes and elements that I want to put in. And I'm really seeing the story come together, and being able to, input where I want to put things after the fact is so convenient, because I don't need to focus on, okay, here's one scene, let me make sure that I add every single thing to that one scene. Okay, next, move to the second scene, add every little element. I can look at the whole outline and see visually the timeline and add, like, oh, I'm realizing that the main character has not talked to their sister in like half of the book. That wouldn't make sense. Let's add some sibling bond moments to these sections. Love, 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 love. So, unfortunately, I can't. I'm having so much fun. But I can't do it right now because I have to do bar prep, because I need to pass the bar, because I need to become a lawyer, because I need to make money. And I really like the job that I have lined up. So we need to pass the bar. So we're focusing. We're going to go back to bar prep. You'll see that in another video if you watch my bar prep vlogs. But it's fine. It's fine. I'll update you later. Okay, finished bar prep, feeling very good about that. So I'm gonna be starting research. I said that I would make this a different vlog, but I think I'm just gonna put it into this vlog because it's all kind of happening all at once. And I wanna make sure that I'm researching how to properly create a heist story. So that's what I'm gonna delve into right now. And I think it's gonna be kind of fun because I don't know all the story beats or elements of a heist. I just know what I love to see in a heist, but like what makes it click, what makes it work, we need to find out. Writing update, it is the next day. I was able to do a lot of research on heists. I watched a couple of videos, used a couple of movies as kind of like templates, and I was able to kind of parse out the different aspects of a heist that I wanted to include. There's a Brandon Sanderson video of how he kind of created his heist in Mistborn, which I found extremely helpful, and he goes over the two types of heist timelines from Ocean's 11 and the Italian Job. And so what I did was I picked out my favorite elements from each one and created Oculus's Project Oculus. I don't know whether it's going to be Project Ocular or Project Oculus. I like the way Oculus sounds better than ocular, but I like the way ocular looks better than Oculus. That A kind of just makes it, who knows. And it might not be called any of those because by the time that I'm done writing this book, it might be something completely different. So I made myself a separate database on Notion, if you know, you know, but like a separate outline essentially on Notion just for my heist timeline, because the heist isn't like the entirety of the book, but it is basically 75% of the book. And going through and finding all the elements made me realize just how much planning needs to go into creating the heist, but not just creating the heist, but creating the fun little aspects that make us love a heist in general, which are the twists and turns, the complications, the solving of problems, the action, all of that. And then it has to work, and it has to be fun, and it has to be like unique and complicated. And I'm realizing that I'm gonna need some big brain energy to make that happen. So I had to make myself a separate outline just for the heist to make sure that I'm able to add all of the little elements, the broad elements, the little elements that make that heist so fun into it, make sure I have them, and then put that into my big outline once I figured it out. I feel as though planning the heist is almost in itself like writing another book within the book that I'm trying to write. And I don't even have like a concrete idea of what the heist is. All I know is that there's a MacGuffin. They're going to be trying to find the MacGuffin. I have a set of, like, I have a crew. I have an evil crew who they're kind of going up against. I don't even have a location for where the MacGuffin will be, what they're trying to be stealing it from. I don't have any ideas of like what traps or problems they're gonna have to deal with. That's gonna be a lot. I will not be dealing with that today. Well, maybe not today, but we'll see. Right now, we're moving on to fantasy world building aspects. I'm just gonna go through a bunch of literally just world building aspects for my book, and that's like the government, the environment, the infrastructure, culture, class system, and the magic system. And I'm just gonna fill in as many gaps as I can. That way, when I start to write my book, I don't have to like stop and think about every little detail and create something in the moment. Like that's fun when you're kind of free writing and you're allowing yourself to have like the time to free write, but I really want to be able to know every single detail, or at least as much detail as possible when writing my book, that I can just write and focus on the writing. I so often get so stuck up in like figuring out little details in the moment, and it stops my flow, and I really want to try and avoid that. So we're going on a world building rant.